Hey, how's it going everyone? Nota here, and Barbara has finally come to Honkai Star Rail. I'm like a few weeks late to actually making a video, but Barbara is here, and she's a DPS here too. One capable of dealing absolutely extraordinary amounts of damage. But today isn't going to be a practical showcase. Instead, we are going to do loads and loads and loads and loads of damage in a single hit. The way this works is that Hyacine's Memo Sprite, Little Ika, deals damage scaling off of a tally of the healing done in the current battle by Hyacine and Ika together. And after attacking, 50% of the tally is cleared. Essentially, this means that if you don't attack, you can just store and store and store more and more and more healing. Hey, that rhymed. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to go as long as we can in Memory of Chaos, just healing and healing and healing and healing, and not using our ultimate, which means Ika will not attack. We're just going to heal from our skill, as well as Ika's Memo Sprite talent, though the healing from Ika's Memo Sprite talent will be a lot less than usual, because Ika heals a lot more when you're in the ultimate state. But we can't go into the ultimate state, because then an attack will be unleashed. But yeah, basically we're just going to spam as much healing as possible, and then at the last moment, we're going to unleash a massive, massive nuke. So, what is my team for this endeavor? Well, we have Hyacine on her signature light cone. You do not need her signature light cone for this, but you know, I'm using it because, well, one is really good, and two, the art is so pretty. I can't bring myself to take her off it for a more relatable showcase. Like, I could use this, right? But just, art is so pretty, and we'll get to see an even bigger number. She is E0, might be making some higher Eidolon level showcases in the future. As for her relics, just kind of standard stuff. Healing build with lots of crit damage because her damage scales off her healing and off her crit damage. Ranmei. She is on an S4 dance. I only have 6 in total, and I wanted 2 spare, so it's only S4, not S5. Here are her relics. Not the most impressive, but it is what it is. And she's E0. I did not pick up the free Ranmei from the shop. Then we have the Remembrance Trailblazer. They're on this Victory in a Blink light cone at S5. Max Traces. And here are their relics. I normally run them on this ice damage sphere, but I figured it would be beneficial to do less damage because the MC is doing non-negligible damage, and the more damage we do to the enemy, the less time we will have to store up Ika's healing, or Hyacine's healing as well, but, you know, to store up healing for Ika's attack. But yeah, so that's Remembrance MC's build, E6. And then we have Sunday on his signature light cone, mostly max traces, apart from the basic attack. And I have him on the 4-piece hacker space. Is good for his speed, but also it buffs Hyacine's speed. Her healing gets further boosted when you give her speed. So I quite like this 4-piece set when playing him with Hyacine. And yeah, we build him with basically as much speed as we could get on him. So he's at 171. Still not fast enough to keep up with the 214 speed Hyacine, but it is what it is. Now, there's probably better setups you could do. For example, I think Sparkle would be a better choice here than Ranmei, but I actually like my gear that would be good for Sparkle is on Sunday, and also she's E2, so it would make the showcase less relatable. I wish you could toggle Eidolons though, but it is what it is. And we will be facing off against Pollux. And we're just going to be fighting for as long as we can. I don't think we're going to get all 30 cycles. I think it's going to take too much damage. But again, there's better setups you could do. In fact, maybe Ranmei isn't the problem. Maybe we'd want to swap out the MC for Sparkle, because the MC is kind of giving us less time to store up healing by doing damage. So we're gonna open not attacking into its weakness, because again, we don't want to do damage. And we can use Mem's action advance to get more turns, but we do have to be mindful of our skill points. One thing to be kind of aware of is that outside of the ultimate state, Ika can be quite vulnerable, because their reactive heal is going to just drain their own HP like a bunch of times. And outside of the ultimate state, they don't get like the AoE heal that also heals their own HP. Yeah, our goal here is essentially just give Hyacine as many turns as possible and skill as much as we can on those turns. So we're not interested in Ranmei's uptime. I mean, the more frequently we can ult on Ranmei, the better, because of Dance Dance Dance. But it's not a priority for us. We would rather give Sunday's ult to Hyacine, because that's much better for our skill point economy, since Hyacine's going to be the one we advance forward with him. Yeah, so as we see just there, Ika went down. This somewhat works to our advantage in that Hyacine gets action advanced when this happens, but it's not really beneficial for us because Sunday's speed is the thing that's doing more to determine how many turns Hyacine actually gets. Also, wait, I shouldn't be attacking the thing in the middle that has ice weakness, and we don't want to break its toughness. Breaking it not only means more damage to it, which we don't want, but also less turns for it. And we want it to take as many turns as possible, because when it attacks, 1, that gives us energy, but 2, more significantly, it gives us healing. So for maximum skill point efficiency, we could be ulting during Sunday's turn instead of during Hyacine's turn. But if we ult during Hyacine's turn, we extend the speed buff. We extend the speed buff from Sunday's relic 4-piece by a turn. So that's why I'm doing that. If you don't have Sunday's signature, I'd probably recommend using Sparkle here. I mean, I think I'd recommend using Sparkle anyway. I'm not too sure, but particularly you'll want the extra skill points from Sparkle if you don't have Sunday's signature, because I mean, as you can see, our SP situation is already pretty tight, even with Sunday's signature. And yeah, I'm not playing like maximally XP efficient in terms of his timing his ult, but I still think that that's a relevant consideration. Okay. Well, everyone's Ice Weak now. That's unfortunate. Alright. This is probably going to finish off the first wave. Oh, not quite. You know, it's getting pretty low on health. We might want to start thinking about ending this. Not just yet, but I should be mindful. See, yeah, it takes quite a big chunk of damage at the end of the cycle, and it's gonna take a big chunk of damage really soon as well. You know, maybe we need to focus on getting Mem's support up quickly. I might be being too cautious, but the other thing is, when it gets to Ranmei's turn again, her ult runs out. So we want to make sure we can do this before Ranmei's turn. Oh, but Ranmei's turn is in the next cycle, so we have nothing to worry about. Denizen of Paper and Rights. Damage dealt increases by 92%. Yeah, that's Sunday. It's just higher than I'm used to because this MOC buffs skill talent levels. So we still have this. Do we want to No, we probably want to let this go off. I don't know if that actually makes it take more damage, because I don't know this enemy's mechanics well enough. I'm also not sure if we can safely ensure that. Oh, but what if it dies to the true damage at the end of this cycle? Oh, look, there's no harm in essentially getting an opportunity for a Sunday ult, but okay. Okay. So, I think we need to Hyacine basic attack right here in order to break the thing, and then we can unleash the ult. Before we do that, let's look at our stats. Okay, so here are all our buffs. We have 3 stacks of him. Each one increases damage dealt by 15%, so that's 45%. 77.5% crit damage from the Beatified. So that's Sunday's ult. 20% max HP and 45% outgoing healing. Though that won't affect, like, our attack that we do right now. That just affects the healing we've done up until this point. We don't care about the crit rate buff. 92% more damage bonus. 6% speed from Gentle Rain, which, again, has helped us stack up healing. Don't care about the crit rate from Mem's support, but we do care about this 42% true damage. That's just straight up 40%, 42% more damage. 16% more damage dealt. Another 59.3% crit damage. Another 72.8% damage dealt. 50% weakness break efficiency doesn't really matter here. 25% all-type respan. Another 15% crit damage. Break effects doesn't matter here unless we trigger a break, which we might. I don't remember what toughness they're on. And even some more speed. We have 278 crit damage. 225% damage boost. Looking pretty good. Here we have little Ika, who, as I believe Ika should have every buff that Hyacine does. Maybe there's some minor thing I'm forgetting. But look at this tallied healing. 970,215. Now, I want to make it clear that we could actually do a lot more damage from this big attack if we had been fighting against 5 enemies, if we'd managed to make the fight go on longer. There's a lot more than just maximizing, like, how much Hyacine can spam her heal and maximizing buffs on her to take into account here. And of course, in other game modes, you can definitely get this number a lot bigger. I decided to do it in MOC because it's kind of the most neutral game mode. Yeah, anyway, with all that being said, let's see what we can get. That didn't break its thing, but we can do this now. So it's fine. It's fine, we're fine. Ranmei's buff is still up. It hasn't gotten to Ranmei's turn yet. Alright, now let's 1 times speed. Look at that! Look at that. 16 million? Did I see that right? I might have miscounted the digits, but I believe that was a whopping 16 million damage. It unfortunately does not look like we're going to get all 3 stars because we only have 11 remaining, and you know it says we'd with at least 20 cycles left. But it was worth it because 1, I already got the stars, as you can see. But 2, because we did a really big number. And isn't that the true goal of Honkai Star Rail? So yeah, but as I said, there's absolutely ways we could get that number a lot bigger. I mean, in Simulated Universe, I mean, 16 million, that's just whatever. If we can do 16 million in MOC, just imagine how crazy high we could get this in Simulated Universe, and maybe I will do that one day. But once we're getting into those realms of crazy high numbers, sort of like hard to even know what's impressive and what isn't. But I'm pretty sure most players who play MOC, they know that you don't just see 16 million damage every day. Obviously, it's not the most practical setup in terms of if you're actually trying to get your clear. But yeah, Ika is an absolute beast. Look at this. People saying Ika is the emanator of veracity. How about emanator of destruction? I guess veracity is kind of similar to destruction. Kind of. Like, destroy things or you consume things. I don't know, it's similar. Anyway. So yeah, that is DPS Barbara in Honkai Star Rail. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I do plan on making more videos on Honkai Star Rail and on Hyacine in particular. I'm not done with Genshin videos, but definitely don't want to restrict my channel to just that. Especially when it's not the only game with Barbara anymore. Any game with Barbara is worth covering on this channel. Yeah, with that all being said, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below of your thoughts on Hyacine and how cute this idol animation is, where she goes, "It's squishy." And I'll see you in the next one.